around. Devil of the week, enjoy your crown. You're the best around.
Let's start out with something fun, shall we? The DITRH-BALL of the week. Make sure you pronounce that correctly. DITRH-BALL of the week. Don't mistake it for dirtball. It's DITRH-BALL of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time of the week. Dave Weiss is the first ever DITRH-BALL of the week. It fits perfectly, doesn't it? All right, so let's watch a little bit of this. I did queue it up at a couple spots just because I think this guy is very confused, and whether or not he is lying. We're going to talk about that in a little bit too. Is he actually lying, or is he just not too smart? Let's check some of this out.
Really cold.
Exactly. So how does the heliocentric model claims that a slight tilt? I mean, I know the claim doesn't add up either, but
here's the point. Here's the point I'm making. Right. So I spent the winter in Mexico, right here on the Yucatan Peninsula. Ignore and Connecticut is just a couple thousand miles here. Look at the amount of tilt.
That's not far. Right.
Very little difference, right? It was 87 degrees Fahrenheit while it was 15 degrees Fahrenheit in Connecticut. And they say that's because of the tilt, right? Because we're tilted away.
So it's weird that, Dave's talking about this because, he believes that the sun being closer to there does cause the temperature in Mexico to be more. So what is he talking about? Like, if he's saying like, oh, it's just a slight difference in location. Yeah, but that's the same on the flat Earth.
But the spin is also tilt.
The spin is also tilt?
Right.
Because
what do you mean? And I used to think Bruce McGuire was good. I mean, after watching this, he's just the same as any flat earther. He's just going along with these are, talk about logical fallacies.
Where the sun is, the spin is also tilted. It doesn't matter where the axis is.
What?
So
it doesn't matter where the axis is. Dave, do you not understand the globe model still? You must not. Another thing that I've heard him say again recently, even though I've corrected him many times, he said, oh, and the sun's gravity, it can pull on Pluto, but it doesn't pull on the moon. The moon is in orbit of the sun. So what do you mean it doesn't pull on it? Do you not know that? Do you not realize that the sun is pulling on the moon? That's why it's in orbit. Don't know how you cannot get that, but obviously cannot. Let me show you this. We're going to go to GeoGebra just to bring up that again, because again, this is getting embarrassing that these guys can't get this stuff right. Again, people have all come to me and said, but Jaron, how about all your proofs? So how could you switch so easily? How could you now be such a... Well, it's because in order for the flat earth to be true, the South must be a lie. Do you understand? That is what the entire thing is built on. If the South is not a lie, the earth cannot be flat. Guess what? The South is not a lie. The earth cannot be flat. It's not that difficult to figure out.
In the morning, when the sun is 5-10 degrees off the horizon, I could feel the heat. It's hot. I could take my shirt off. I could get a suntan.
Yeah.
But home at noon, when the sun is as high as it is in the sky, I can't even feel the heat on my face.
But not only that, at night, shouldn't it be exponentially colder, not just 10 degrees? Because if the sun is that powerful, like even in the winter, whatever your temperature is right now, what's the temperature there right now?
It's, I don't know, 30 right now.
During the day. During
the day. It's like 40, 50, 60.
So 40, 50 with the sun. So without the sun, like let's just basic logic. Wouldn't it be like negative 500 if the sun is that powerful?
So I don't understand how this is a flat earth argument. What would be different about why is the flat earth it's okay? Flat earth makes sense. Flat earth makes sense that when it's nighttime and the sun's away from you, it doesn't get negative 500. You're okay with that. But you're questioning the same thing. It doesn't even make sense. These guys have gone, and maybe it's just when you have that block kicked out of your head and you can now see everything for what it is. These guys, period.
Supposedly the sun heats up the earth, and then at nighttime, the thermal heat.
Not supposedly. You can test that, Dave. Stop saying supposedly with things that you just don't agree with when they can be tested.
Was leaving. So
Bryant Myers brought that up, and obviously that would be ever present though. That's not going to magically disappear.
It is ever present. It just, the heat slowly dissipates. That's what it does.
Because if it's that powerful, if that ever present heat up of the earth during the day, that would mean it would be a whole lot hotter. Like, why would it not be present when the sun is also shining?
It is. It is. Do you think it's hotter on the ground, or do you think if I hovered just a few feet above the ground, it would be cooler there? Right. So, there's a reason for that. The ground is radiating heat.
So that's an issue. So and I know what you're getting at, because you brought that up before on the distance, how closer you are to the sun. It doesn't match up either. None of it matches up.
Yeah, but the angle, the tilt. You have to remember the tilt. It's tilting all day long.
Yeah, we just showed that.
Alleged tilt.
It's the alleged tilt.
Melodome has been doing observations, and guess what? All of his observations of the sun and the sunspots and the spin of the sun matches exactly what the heliocentric model says. Now, could it be that the sun is changing direction in the sky and causing? Sure, but we're still on a globe. You're still not getting away from that.
Yeah.
But why is this is the heat path? Why is if the Earth is tilted, why is it heated like this? Why isn't it heated like this? Because here it's straight up and down, Dave. Do you understand? Now here that you're looking at, the sun rays, it's kind of weird that it shows it going this way. Oh wait, is this the winter? And this is the equinox that you're pointing at, Dave. I don't understand why he's saying, I have to rewind it, make sure I'm not hearing this incorrectly. Is because did he question?
Yeah.
But why is this is the heat path? Why?
Yeah, that's the heat path.
Is if the Earth is tilted, why is it heated like this?
Wait, what do you mean? So it's tilted. So this is the northern summer, and the Earth is rotating around. What? It doesn't rotate this way, Dave. I don't understand how you don't get this. The Earth would rotate around its axis like this. So that's exactly what you'd expect. The sun is hitting there. It's hitting higher in the north. I don't really get it. And all this is you tilted this sideways. So I don't understand what you mean. This is not correct. Who came up with this? You took the heat from the equinox and then you said, oh, let's tilt it and wonder why the heat's like this. Very confused.
Why isn't it heated like this?
It is heated like that during the equinox.
Right? Because this is the part that's pointing directly at the sun.
Correct. Equinox.
And these are getting less heat. So
correct.
The heat line should be this way. Why is the heat line tilted?
What do you mean? You tilted it. What are you talking about? You tilted that. This is not from some science book. This is a flat earth meme.
I would assume they would say.
Oh, let's hear this.
I'm just because I've never heard anybody really address that. I would guess because they usually go with these post hoc fallacies where they, instead of actually looking at it objectively, they say, oh, well, that must be because our whole galaxy is slightly tilted in this arm of the galaxy. That's what I assume they would say.
No.
I mean, the sun goes in this path back and forth. Here it is. It matches perfectly. It's just funny how everything matches flat Earth and doesn't match the globe.
It must be a coincidence.
Everything matches flat Earth and doesn't match the globe, except for the South Celestial Pole, circumpolar stars, the South Pole, the sun, the moon, the upside down sun and moon. How about the circumpolar stars, the southern stars? How about, I mean, you could go on and on. Sunset directions. Everything fits the globe and the flat Earth fails in every way. And yet Dave just says the opposite. So that's not just getting things slightly wrong. That's lying. Okay. For somebody to say, when anybody can explain, we all went to school. We all know how the globe is explained. So why would it be that he just gets away with saying things that are bullshit? Does he realize that all those graphics that he's using and everything are from the globe? They're not from a Kentucky Fried Chicken bowl.
1 year orbit.
Okay. So the moral of the story here is too, that if everything matches observations, okay, this is why I've told you before, I'll tell you again. It is now my belief that it is impossible to lie to the world about where they live unless every single human being is blind. If everybody on the earth was blind, you could get away with lying to them about where they live, okay? Because they can't make any observations to say bullshit. They can't call bullshit because they can't see anything. If people have eyes, which most do, a very high percentage of people have eyes. If you haven't checked that number, we could look it up. I'm guessing 99.something%. The people who have eyes have the ability to take where you tell them that they live, and then they go out and they make observations. And either A, where you say they live matches observations, or B, where you say they live does not match any observations. And then you'll be able to take the map that they give you and say, bullshit, or, oh, you're right, this matches all observations. The globe matches the observations. The flat Earth matches none. Besides the fact of, if you want to say, does it match the observation that the Earth seems flat? Okay, I'll give you that. Does it match the observation that the Earth doesn't spin? Sure, we don't feel spin. Okay, after that, the flat Earth falls apart miserably. Okay, let's go back to Dave. Listen a little bit more.
Coincidence.
It's a coincidence. Yes, it is. Imagine if the whole world was taught the Earth was flat, and then sometime later in life, they came by and told you that it spins and does.
Yeah, and then the whole world would never believe that the Earth is flat in today's age because all observations don't match. Do you understand that if you go back in time to when humans believed that the Earth was flat, it was because nobody had even gone below the equator. So they didn't have any idea that everything flips and switches. So it's very logical for them to think that the Earth was flat. Okay, this is why we need to be adults. We need to be grown up. We need to be respectful of the people who have come before us that have already figured this out. They've already figured it out. All the answers have been given to you.
Everything that the Helios.
You would laugh so hard.
Yeah,
you might laugh until you said, "Let me see that map. Let me with the globe. This doesn't make any sense. Let me see. Oh wait, it does match the sun. Right? Oh wait, it does match. Oh, and everything's up. Oh, it does match that. Oh, it does match the seasons. Oh shit, it does. So just telling a story that's a lie is not a good evidence. Just saying, oh, if we all thought the Earth was flat, number one, the assumption there would be that none of us have ever noticed that it doesn't match observations. So you forgot to include that. Number two, you'd have to understand that as soon as somebody gave you the globe, people would go out and they would start trying to prove whether it was true or not. And guess what they would find? They would find it's true. So with Dave Weiss, here's what you need to recognize is that Dave has had the app leaking data for months. Okay. I've tried to reach out to him. If you don't know, Dave has blocked me on all platforms, which is a really stand up ballsy thing to do. You know, actually, that's a lie. It's a pussy thing to do. It's a very pussy thing to do because I'm actually reaching out to say, hey, is your app secure? We have people look into it. They're saying it's not. People's data is still available. These guys knew where Dave Weiss was on his entire vacation. They knew when he was back. They knew when he was there. They knew where he was in Mexico. They knew what airport he flew into. How did they know that? Because his app leaks data. How much does Dave Weiss care about that? Should we ask Alex Jones? Alex, how much does Dave Weiss care about people in this?
Zero.
That's how much he cares. Okay. Also, how much did he spend on fixing the app, the security of it?
Zero.
Oh, zero. You got that correct. It is zero. Okay. He's done nothing to secure it. And if he has, then why wouldn't there be some sort of security certificate? Imagine you spent $20,000 to secure an app. I would guess that whatever security company did that would give you some sort of certificate, something to display. Here, you just cleaned up your app. You spent $20,000. There's nothing like that. So to you flat earthers that have no problem with that, that's fine. But it really shows you that he has zero care about you. He didn't care about giving out my address. Doesn't care at all. He actually blames me. He says, that's on you if you decide to move because, what? It's on me if I decide to move. I guess, yeah, that's true. But it's the reason that I'm moving is the problem. Okay, it's because crazy psychopaths who obviously give me death threats every day. And if you think I'm kidding about that, I hate to tell you, I'm not. There are absolutely loony flat earthers that have messaged me the most nonsense stuff like, well, I guess you don't care what happens to your family. Guess you don't care what happens to your wife and son. And just the most disgusting messages I've ever seen from people who used to be friends, used to be cool. Not anymore. Not anymore. And here's the thing. You have to recognize that you might be wrong. And then you have to recognize that you are wrong. Okay. And Dave Weiss has continued to let this app just flounder and let people's information. Now, let me remind you where he's been. For a month, he's been on vacation. Now, how do you think he pays for that vacation? He pays for it with the money that's been given to him by the people whose data has been leaked. So do you think he would care enough to say, you know what? I am going on a month vacation every year to Puerto Rico. Jaron, how long do you go on vacation? I don't have a vacation. 2 years ago or whatever it was, my friend gave me a place to stay for a month. We went there. That wasn't a vacation. Well, it ended up being nice. It was like a vacation, but it wasn't like an actual, I'm paying money to go somewhere and do all this. No, it wasn't like that. Okay. Whereas what you're doing, Dave, is you're actually taking the money from people, going on vacation, which is fine. I agree that you should be able to go on vacation. If you have a job, if you're making money, great. However, once you find out that the app is leaking data, you might have to take a year off vacation. Okay. You might have to take a year and be like, we're not going on vacation this year because all that money that's been coming in has been from people whose data is now leaked. And I need to put that money towards securing my app. But if you don't do that, then clearly all you care about is the money from the app. You don't care about the people that are involved. And if he doesn't care about the people, then would you really expect him to be giving you truth? I don't think you should. Okay.